I would say, they do reflect a strong long-term fundamentals. They reflect great innovation and adaptation to the market. Um, they demonstrate the adaptability and potential of the whisky industry, even in this challenging and economic climate that everybody can change and continue to find somewhere else to grow to accommodate the downfall in other aspects of the market.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Jacob Carter, UK head at FMHG and also manager of Whiskey Bull Auctions. Jacob, very good to speak with you. Taking a look back at 2024, what negative trends have you witnessed over the year?
Yes, yeah, it's been a bit of a up and down kind of roller coaster for whiskey within the year. To start off with the negative trends we have seen, or I've seen as well, definitely declining auction values. The fine and rare whiskey market saw a steep 50% drop in auction values year over year in Q2 in 2024. Auction volumes also fell by around 52%. And that indicates a significant decline in investor and collector interest. The Scotch whisky exports as well did fall in value and 10.2%, I think, around in volume during the first half of 2024. And this decline was attributed to global economic headwinds, high inflation, lingering impacts of past tariffs, etc. And it has, as I said, we've seen we've seen a long impact of these happening. Now, the luxury segment has been under pressure as well. High-end whiskey has struggled with unsold rates for bottles aged over that 50-year mark. It has increased sharply. It reflects a cautious buying behaviour, I think, among collectors at the moment. And definitely regional declines as well. Key exports markets like France, China, Germany, they've all experienced double-digit declines in both value and volume. And this has shown the challenges for Scotch producers at the moment.
Among these, what positive points did you see, Jacob?
A good few, even though we have seen some export markets declining, emerging markets do show promise. India's growth. India has recorded a 17.3% increase in Scotch whisky volumes. This has been driven by rising demand and expanding consumer markets. Now, this is despite high import tariffs as well. And this does highlight the potential for future growth in emerging economies. Also, Japan's uptick. Japan has posted I think it's around 13% increase in Scotch whisky volumes. And this has indicated a renewed interest in premium spirits in the region as well. But we've also seen resilient brands as well. Brands like Glenfarclas and Port Ellen have experienced modest gains. This has showcased that distilleries and niche and boutique as well can thrive despite the broader market headwinds that we are seeing at the moment. And then, of course, the continued growth in and interest in iconic labels like Macallan. While they see declines in auction volume, they have retained its position as the leading player at the moment in the whiskey market, which kind of demonstrates the enduring appeal of their iconic label.
What would you say, if anything, these points highlight and reflect?
I would say, they do reflect a strong long-term fundamentals. They reflect great innovation and adaptation to the market. They demonstrate the adaptability and potential of the whiskey industry, even in this challenging and economic climate that everybody can change and continue to find somewhere else to grow to accommodate the downfall in other aspects of the market.
What potential trends do you see happening in 2025?
As said, I do see sustained growth in the demand for rare whiskies for both collectors and investors, especially Macallan, Ardbeg, Yamazaki. They will always and likely continue to attract high demand. Limited editions, discontinued releases, they could see significant value appreciation. As wealth grows in regions like Asia and the Middle East as well, the demand for the luxury whiskey of those brands and other aspects could drive up those secondary market prices as well. I do see increased diversification within brands. While Scotch remains dominant, whiskies from around the world are gaining traction and gaining traction quickly as well. Cask sales, the trend of selling casks rather than bottled whiskies, bottling the whiskey out of them, I do see to grow over the year, and that does offer buyers an alternative investment option. Digital platforms, I see to grow exponentially. Auction sites, they'll continue to expand, use better experiences and transparency for the secondary market. Blockchains and NFTs as well for verifying authenticity and ownership. That's going to be a big thing, I think, to help with those high point, high age price whiskies. And then the younger collectors entering the market as well. Millennial and Gen Z collectors are becoming more and more of a thing, and they may focus on modern brands or sustainable practices, which then influences which whiskies become more valuable over time as well.
And what would you recommend, or what advice would you give to anyone who wishes to start the journey into whiskey investments in 2025?
Yes, so there's some key points I probably would give to people for that. Now, the first one, understand the market. Take your time to research the basics, learn about the whiskey types, Scotch, bourbon, Japanese. You could learn about the regions, Speyside, Islay, Campbelltown, etc., and popular distilleries as well. Now, once you've realized what you'd like to invest in, people consider whiskey quite a personal thing, so they have things they prefer. Research the market trends, follow auction sites, investment reports, and the industry news to identify the current demand and performance, and really differentiate between collecting and investing. What is more important to you? While collecting focuses on personal enjoyment, investing obviously emphasizes on those financial returns through appreciation in value. Also, start with a budget. Set a clear budget for yourself, how much you're willing to invest at that time, because whiskey, the investments range from very affordable bottles to ultra premium releases costing thousands of pounds. You need to set what point in that you'd like to start from, so you can really grow out from there, and diversify within whiskey as well. Collect different distilleries, different regions, or price ranges to help diversify your portfolio. Now, as well as that, use reliable platforms. Do your research, talk to people within the whiskey community. The whiskey community is huge online and otherwise, so really do your research there. Ensure your proper storage. And then one of the main things I would say is consult experts. Seek advice. Don't be afraid to ask, how do I do it? Or what is this? It helps us grow and it helps us learn. And as long as you go to a whiskey investment firm or industry experts like ourselves to kind of refine your strategy and gain insight, you can grow exponentially from there. By starting with smaller investments and growing your knowledge, you can really navigate the whiskey market with confidence and potentially reap substantial rewards.
Okay. And that's, of course, that FarmMy. They can go to your website, Jacob, as you said. What's your web address again?
So it's www.farmyholdings.com, and they can go there for all the information that they need.
Okay, so if in doubt, turn to FarmMy. Jacob, thank you very much. All the very best for the festive season. We'll be speaking to you again in the new year.
Anytime. Same to you as well.
That's Jacob Carter, UK head at FarmMy and also manager of Whiskey Bull Auctions.